Hi, I'm Wendy Dawson, the president of the Melbourne Business Network. I'm so delighted to be joined by Victor Purton, that optimism guy, who is the chief optimist for the Center of Optimism. Now, Victor, you and I have known each other for a number of years now, and I'm eternally grateful for your dedication to the Melbourne Business Network. But can you tell me, why is it so important to support small business?
Look, when you support small business, you support people the cafe owners who really care, their staff that really care, my hairdresser, it's he and his wife, making us look okay and taking a risk to make our lives better. And, when you think about a local butcher, you're going to get better meat from a butcher who knows your name and cares about what you're going to cook, or from a supermarket where it comes shrink wrapped. Look, small businesses offer personalized services and generally they care deeply about their customers and their communities. And by supporting small business, we're encouraging local jobs, we're encouraging people in strip shops and a thriving community spirit. And they are the backbone of the Australian economy. And when they succeed, we all benefit.
Thank you. And as the sponsor for our Optimism and Social Wellbeing Award category, tell me, why are you so committed to supporting the Melbourne Business Network Awards?
Look, I just love number one, spending time with Melbourne Business Network.
Mm.
Your leadership, the people are in the room, they're joyful, they laugh, they tell jokes, they even laugh at my jokes. So for 30 years, the Melbourne Business Network has made it joyful for like-minded business operators, owners, and entrepreneurs to connect. It's a community of good people, friendly, innovative, and supportive, where laughter and smiles are common and people know how to do an elevator pitch. I mean, it's lovely. You know what they do without someone rambling, and it extends the reach of the opportunity for each business. And you just see it in the collaboration and the growth. And what I love about these awards, it celebrates the spirit of business, the spirit of Melbourne community, recognizes that businesses embody positivity, creative, and resilience. And look, when you're at the awards night, there's everyone there, family, friends, community. It's a great sense of excitement. So for me, I really thank the Melbourne Business Network for the opportunity to be an award sponsor.
Well, thank you for that. And tell me, what makes you optimistic about the future for the Center of Optimism?
Well, just the fact that we're here, isn't it? That we are one of the sponsors and we can be there, at the apex of business positivity. And so what makes me optimistic for our centre is our incredible growth and our ongoing impact. And, today I just interviewed one of the leading development economists, who shared stories from Peru to Africa on the benefits of optimism and economic growth. Last week, the University of Sydney Business School, 20 years of data from the OECD, the most optimistic countries, the most optimistic companies do best. So our research, from the optimism principle to the optimism effect, deepens. We show how optimism drives success and resilience. And we've got 7,000 subscribers in 82 countries. I've got a new podcast, and it's just lovely to get the word from people to say they're listening in. And each day we're reaching more people and making a tangible difference. And that fills me with excitement for what's ahead as we build a more optimistic local community, leading to a more optimistic nation, leading to a more optimistic world.
That's amazing. And that would certainly link into our Optimism and Social Wellbeing Award, wouldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And again, I'm so grateful that the network has gone with an optimism and social well-being award. And it celebrates abundance thinking,
Mm.
the mindset that opportunities are limitless and that well-being and optimism go hand in hand for long-term success. Well-being and optimism are the opposite of despair. And businesses that understand a positive, healthy workforce is the foundation for innovation and growth. And recognizing the leaders in optimism and well-being and encouraging businesses to make their application for the award makes people think about it. So we're fostering a culture with the Melbourne Business Network where optimism is a strategic asset, boosting creativity and productivity. And each of the businesses that has already won the award, the businesses that will win the award, are shaping a future where people and organizations thrive together.
So true. Like optimism plays such a huge role. It's foundational to success, and and that's why me. I'm always saying choose optimism, step towards optimism. And I think that even if I pull back and look a little bit around, maybe with the Sydney University, their research said, but maybe tying that into your personal views around what makes you optimistic about business in Australia at the moment.
Well, look, the rest of the world looks at Australia and says, you are a bunch of relentless optimists. It doesn't matter, as you and I both know, whether in the States or in South America or in Asia, people love Australians and they like to think of us as people who always give it a go. But we've allowed a fog of pessimism to envelop the country, and it's fueled by a media that calls every problem a crisis rather than an opportunity. So what we need to build is greater trust and a can-do attitude rather than getting bogged down in the grind of ever-increasing compliance. When businesses think of the level of compliance, the other day I had to cook for a barbecue, at a local sports club. I had to go and get a certificate to show that I could cook sausages on a barbecue. Honestly. So when businesses foster optimism and they focus on trust and embrace opportunities, we'll see greater creativity, higher productivity. We're in a country where productivity hasn't grown for 10 years, and resilient communities. So what I love about the Melbourne Business Network is it's a group of people living in Australia, working in Australia, who are natural problem solvers. And I reckon if that infection from the Melbourne Business Network can infect all of Melbourne and beyond, we're going to have a future where Australian businesses thrive again through positivity and collaboration. Even today, I was just reading about this fantastic barramundi business in Werribee, that's drawing water from underground at exactly the temperature that barramundi thrive in. They're now the biggest producers of barramundi in Australia. And that's the sort of good news story we've got to get out there. And you're doing it every day, Wendy, with the network.
Thank you. And I think that, you just referenced it before, that infectious optimism. And I do believe that optimistic people do congregate and we actually can impact on others. But how do you go about it? How do you maintain that? How do you, build on that?
Look, there's some really simple techniques that I've shared with the network. One is just smile more. A genuine smile and a greeting to everyone you pass on the street, to everyone you pass in the corridor. It starts conversations, it starts collaboration, it starts business opportunities. The one I really love people to take up is a change of greeting. Wendy, in Australia, you say, "G'day, how are you?" And the typical answer is not bad or not too bad. If people can just try this for 1 week, if they give it for 2 days, I'll send them the challenge. Just instead of "G'day, how are you?" try "G'day" or "Hello." "Oh, what's been the best thing in your day today?" And I guarantee 80% of your conversations will start with a positive story. And the 20% where people are actually having a bad day, a problem shared is a problem halved. So for me, optimism is more than just a personal trait. In business, it drives innovation, creativity, resilience. The Sydney Business Study says an optimistic workforce leads to greater investment and higher levels of innovation. So it doesn't take much. Little habit changes, more upbeat greetings. One of the ones I love to suggest, Wendy, is Put a butt jar on the main table in the office. Anyone who uses the word but, $1 in for donuts at the end of the week. Use yes
Yeah.
and how rather than but and more. So yeah, look, it's not easy, when you watch the news and everything's bad and the country's rotten and every other country's rotten.
Mm.
You got to break through it, and the only way you can break through it is your own personal habits and telling stories of success.
Yeah, it's very true. It starts with what it is you're going to choose to do differently. And as I've said before, choose optimism. And, or more importantly, choose to enter the Melbourne Business Network Business Awards for their Optimism and Social Wellbeing Award. Victor, thank you so much for your ongoing contribution to the MBN. We truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Wendy, your work is just marvelous. And if we could clone you and have 1,000 of you in Australia, economic growth and prosperity would be much higher than it is today.
Thank you so much.